Hey everybody, and welcome to Super Comic Fun Time. Today we bring you something that has been 1,000 issues in the making, and this is Action Comics 1000, though this is the hardcover book that I think is a companion to the comic book that's not coming out until tomorrow, as today is Tuesday, April 17th, tax day in the United States. So let's see what this book is all about. Woohoo! And there we go. Now let's just see how we are looking here. Move the phone around a little bit. So look at that. 80 Years of Superman. That's a pretty nice book. Action Comics. Oh yeah, sorry. Go 1, 2, 3. Action Comics and #1 and the debut of Superman. And see, there's our shaky cam. So here you go. You've got the little S there. You've got his trunks over his tights, because Superman, I mean, he's not wearing his underwear on the outside like everybody thinks today. It's just that we don't remember the past. That's how circus strongmen used to dress. It was so you could see their muscles when they were flexing. They wore the, you know, the kind of nylon suit, or probably wasn't nylon. I'm not sure what it was. It wasn't spandex, because spandex I don't think was invented then. I mean, it could have been. Who knows? Okay, fortunately all of my knives are in my room, so I'm going to very carefully use this compass point. Let's take a look. So this is very exciting. Now me, I was never big into Superman comic books. I love the George Reeves Superman show, and I love the Richard Donner movie with Christopher Reeves. And you know, I enjoyed Man of Steel. I think the worst one is the one by Bryan Singer. I disliked that one. I mean, I really disliked the Richard Pryor one when it came out, but you know, I mean, it's still like, yeah, it was kind of worthless. So let's see, let's open this up. I mean, Richard Pryor was in everything at that point. And yeah, I would have preferred a more serious movie even then. Who knows, maybe it would have made me into a Superman fan. So let's see. Contributors to this special edition have won every award in comics offers over time. An Oscar, a Pulitzer, and an Obie. Celebrate the hundreds of people who made Action legendary over 8 decades. Can you imagine that? 8 decades. Comic books as a medium has really only been around for 80 years, and it does appear to be dying out now, sadly. But you know, I remember, well, I don't remember, I read in the Marvel The Untold Story, I think it was, in the 80s they thought that comic books would be gone soon. So I'm sure there will be a second life. It's kind of exciting to see some of the Indiegogos. There's like, what's his name? Diversity in Comics, and is it John Malin? They've got one going, and people are showing a lot of excitement in his Jawbreakers thing, so that's exciting. And you know, it just might change a little bit. It probably won't go away for good, but so let's take away the dust cover. So this is what it looks like. They've got all the covers, starting with one. Huh, that's an interesting one there. Superman's all purple. See what it says. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Wacky Packages, but that's Bizarro, which, you know, sometimes Bizarro comes from a planet that's a cube, and sometimes he's an insufficient Superman clone created by Lex Luthor and released too early. And Forever Evil, there's a Bizarro Superman that is like that, and I think there's a Bizarro Superman clone that predates that. So there's that issue again. Yeah, there's one again. So I'm not sure exactly how they did this, but it certainly doesn't carry over. So let's see. We've got the introduction by Paul Levitz, forward by Laura Siegel Larson, the beginning by Julius Pfeiffer, I think. The Coming of Superman, Action Comics 1, June 1938. Mystery of the Freight Train Robberies. That's also Action Comics #1 from 38. Ash Can Covers. Revolution in San Monte, July. That's Action Comics 2, July 1938. The Times by Tom DeHaven. Origin of the Vigilante, Action Comics 42, November 1941. The Terrible Toy Man, September 1943. How I Saved Superman by Marv Wolfman. Too Many Heroes, unpublished, 1945. Oh, that's kind of cool. I guess it's published now. Clark Kent Reporter by David Hajdu. Let's see. The Super Key to Fort Superman, Action Comics 241 from 1958. The Super Duel in Space, Action Comics 242 in July 1958. Supergirl from Krypton, Action Comics 252, May 1959. Endurance by Larry Ty. The World's Greatest Superheroine, Part 1, Action Comics 285, February 1962. The Infinite Monster, Part 2, and that's Action Comics 285, February 1962. Superman Super Spectacular, Action Comics 309, February 1964. So they were at 309 all the way back. That's a year before I was born. Almost a year. Like I was born March 65. So, you know, a year and a month. The Assassin's Express, Action Comics 419, December 1972. Excuse me, I am still fighting a cold. Action Comics 484, Superman Takes a Wife, June 1978. If Superman Didn't Exist, Action Comics 554, 1984. That's by Marv Wolfman. Squatter, Action Comics 584, January 1987. Super Square by Jean Luen Yang. Ma Kent's Photo Album, Action Comics 655, July 1990. Secrets in the Night, Action Comics 662, February 1991. A Hero's Journey, Action Comics 800, April 2003. The Boy Who Stole Superman's Cape, Action Comics 0, November 2012. Oh, that's a Grant Morrison story. And then The Game, April 2018. So yeah, that's the newest one, April. Oh, that's probably like for this book. So that's kind of cool. Introduction by Paul Levitz. Let's just flip through. You know, I had the Atari game back like in the 70s. They did an Atari Superman game. And that's pretty much like there was all more blocky than that, but it didn't look too much different than that when Superman would carry around Lois Lane. Okay, Chuck Dawson. Okay, so there it is, the very first issue of Superman. Yep, there. You know, that's very iconic. The baby holding the chair. It's like, you know what? Baby chairs aren't very heavy. I could lift a chair. But, you know, it's a baby, so you cut him some slack. So this looks really nice. The coloring looks really nice. I just read, like, I don't think I read this one. I don't remember that scene, but I read one that took place in the swamp. I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't Superman. So very cool. Oh, Zatara, Master Magician. Oh, look at these colors. Very, very bright and primary. Oh, the Mark of the Beast, the 0X or OX. Okay, let's flip ahead a few more pages. So here we go, July 1938. So this is Action Comics number 2. So you can see like how comics evolved from this. Like here, you know, there's not very much detail in the background. In today's comics are like lots and lots of detail. Amazing, excuse me, amazing war pictures. Oh yeah, so there we go. Is that Superman carrying Lois again? And it's very interesting, the details on the face, how it is almost like kind of primitive. Like this is the cave paintings of comic books. Here's a Western one. Superman. It's this one. Oh, Action Comics. That's the one from September. This is 64, so I forget. I went through all the years. I kind of forget what year this was already. But I don't know. That's kind of a fun, cartoony face. So yeah, we're already getting some more detail. This is like maybe a year, maybe 2 years beyond the first one. Superman is actually looking like less of a cave painting now. We're starting to see more details in the panels. Then How I Saved Superman by Marv Wolfman. That would be a good essay to read. And is this the one that was unpublished? I'm not sure. All the World Loves a Hero. Too Many Heroes. So, not sure. But this book probably belongs in every comic book collector's library. Superman, the super key to Fort Superman. I like the way he writes in his book, My Diary. I guess like he's going for the long haul. Oh, look, we got an appearance by Batman. What was this story called? Let's see. The Super Key to Fort Superman. Oh, okay, so I wonder if this is the first time that they depicted the Fortress of Solitude. Oh, there's a Joker penny. Is that the bad penny? Trophy of joint Superman Batman attack on crime. So Superman's got his own. Ooh, look, that's kind of cool. Trophy taken while solving Luthor's Jack-in-the-Box crimes. Yeah, it's like I like Lex Luthor now. Like in '52, he used to be more of a joke, and I do have the Spider-Man Superman crossover, and you know, in that one, Lex Luthor is like, I don't know, he's just not very interesting. He's doing evil more or less for the sake of evil. He doesn't have very much depth, and I do like Business Superman better. So Super Duel in Space. Okay, so like this looks like a lot of fun, especially if you're a Superman fan. So here's Supergirl. Now I know, like from watching videos, and one Supergirl was created by a wish from Jimmy Olsen. This one was called Welcome Supergirl, Supergirl from Krypton. So very cool book. Oh, look at that. Giant monster, you just see the feet. Huh, wow. Oh, and look, here's a maze. Superman and Supergirl, it looks like, or is it just Supergirl? Look at that face. Oh, there's a green guy. $0.12. Wow, the prices sure do skyrocket. Who's the mystery guest? Ooh, look at that, a squid, a Cthulhu-like squid. Oh, must be in the 60s because here's a space capsule from when we went to the moon, and they would like crash land in the ocean, and then someone would, ooh, look at that, a giant asparagus. So very cool book. Very nice celebration. 40th anniversary issue, so where are we, like late 70s, if I could do math in my head, I would be able to tell you exactly when. So this is 484. The first issue of Action. So yeah, I had one like where Lois Lane had a dream about being married. So look at this kind of upside down thing going on here. And that was the one, I think it also had the celebrated Ellen Moore story for the man who has everything. And like, that was one of the few Superman comics I ever bought. Because, you know, I was trying to expand out. Like, you know, you're in a hobby. At first you just stay in one area. Then you kind of expand out slowly over time. And that's the best way to do it, because if you go too fast, like, you could just get overwhelmed. So here Superman is fighting Cyborg. Green elephants. Oh, that's, what's his name from the Teen Titans, isn't it? I can't remember his name, though. Oh, yeah, because she's like at first, like, she was a young Wonder Woman, but then they brought her into the Teen Titans and she became a separate character. Was her Diana Troy or something like that? Yeah, I'm not big on the Teen Titans. Oh, here's some more line drawings. Kind of cool. Our family album. Oh, look here. See, now this is modern. So we went from the Stone Age, the cave paintings, and here we have like way much more detail in the background. This one is probably from around 1990 or something. See what number it is, 662. So yeah, look at all the detail there, and then, like, you know, the panel layout, it isn't just panel, panel, panel. You've got the panels being laid out on top of a bigger panel. Gives you a more expressive story. Here's a kind of a cartoony one. So yeah, even this looks like a computer colored, computer shaded. I don't know how they do it, but this is even more modern, and I kind of think we went too far with this. I prefer like, I mean, they're fun, but I kind of like, you know, I like the stuff from the 70s. It's probably because that's when I grew up. It's probably just nostalgia. And I enjoy these just as much when I read like 52 or something like that. So yeah, it's a complaint in search of a complaint. So welcome back, Tony. I don't know what that's about, but very interesting artwork. There's Superman. I mean, he's been everywhere, so yeah, interesting looks. The new 52, 0. Okay, that's why it's a 0 issue. So I haven't read, I read, what was it called? The Doomsday War. I read that. I don't know if that's part of Action Comics or like the Superman line. It's like, you know, when it was on sale at Comixology, I bought it like right when I first got back into comics. So here we see like covers, the Bronze Age, the Modern Age, the Golden Age. So kind of cool. Then you get the biographies of everybody who contributed to this work. So very cool. So Action, the actual Action comes out tomorrow, so got to go out and get that. That's going to have Brian Michael Bendis's first story, I think, that's going to be published by DC. So tell me what you think. Remember to like, subscribe, and all that kind of cool stuff. And did you get this book? Did this arrive today for you too? It's a very cool book. I really didn't know what it was going to be. I just ordered it. At first I thought it was going to be the literal comic book, but then when it wasn't, I just said, well, I'll get that anyways. And then I thought about like just buying all of the covers, the different covers for Action 1000, but I've never been a variant person. The variants didn't exist when I was a kid, and so I don't have that particular bug to like. The only time I did get all the variants was like when Spider-Man was on TV Guide. I didn't buy TV Guide at the time, but Spider-Man was my favorite hero ever since I was a kid, and so I got those. That's the only time I indulged in variancy, as far as I know. And you know, you get the collected editions and you get all the variants in there anyways. So yeah, I mean, yeah, what's the big deal? So anyways, again, I'm going to draw it to a close here. Happy 1000th Action Comics Superman. Talk to you later. Bye.